All right, I made a couple of videos, and I just wanted to kind of go through what I did because I was in the process of doing the job, and the videos kind of came out, well, not as good as I'd like. Not really good camera angles, so you couldn't see what I was talking about. So I'm going to just try and go over what I did. So I'm just going to do a little walk around and try to explain it. So first things first, you're going to come over here. You're going to remove the windshield wipers with I don't know, if you have a tool, you can use it. Some people can actually kind of pull them off, but mine have never been touched, so I actually had to use this 2-jaw puller. You know, you put it around, twist it up, they pop off, then you can just pull them off. I recommend leaving a bolt on while you're doing it after you unloosen the, I believe it's a 13 millimeter bolt that holds those on. Just leave it threaded on a little bit so that when it pops, it doesn't go sliding off. You don't ruin your threads or anything. Obviously, always disconnect your battery whenever you're working under the car. Disconnect the MAF. And then, after you get the wipers off, you're going to come over here. You're going to pull off this weather stripping. It comes off fairly simple. It's, you know, not really much to explain. Just pulls off. And then you're going to start, I started at this side. You're going to make sure it's not connected to this weather stripping that comes down the side of the windshield. And you can see this crack right here going across the plastic water tray, right where it meets the windshield. You're going to get a little screwdriver, a bone tool or something, and you're going to, you know, pry it really, really gently. And you're going to go all the way around. Actually, I kind of have to push it in, so I'll show you what I meant by what I did later. But yeah, you're going to have to go all the way around from one side to the other. Do not muscle it out of place or you will crack this thing. Mine's an 07, so you know it's got 11 years of being hit by the sun, so it's probably going to be pretty brittle. But once you get this off or out of this little groove, it'll be very loose and you can just pull it up and out of the way. On this side is where your cabin air filter is going to be, and also right where your noise pipe will be going into. Once this is off, you're done for that first part. Then you're going to get to the noise pipe delete, or I did at least, and this is going to be sitting, well, hold on one second. So this will be sitting, you know, kind of like that, going into the side, like that. And then you'll have this pipe here going from this to your throttle pipe. So you can kind of see how it's there. There's my new CTS down there. So it'll be kind of set up like this. You're going to just take off the clips just like as if it was a radiator hose or something. They're going to pop out right here. And also on this end. And then you can remove this pipe after you get, I believe it was I don't know if it was a T30. It was a Torx bit right here. And then I believe it was a 7 or 8 millimeter socket right there. So just 4 bolts. This thing pops out. And what you're left with is, you know, this piece still on the piping down there. And this piece will be actually in like that. That canister is something on the inside. I don't even know what it is, what it's called, or what it does. All I know is you don't need it. So after you do that, you're going to take a pair of, hopefully you have the spring clamp pliers, but if you don't, you know, you're going to wrestle with this thing. I had the pliers, so I didn't really. And then you're just going to pop this out and do this. No more. All right. So after you get the noise pipe and that pipe out of the way, you'll have, you know, not too much access because of the fans, but, you know, you're not going to want to, I didn't take them out. I didn't need to, so you shouldn't need to either. There's a temperature sensor located right down there that you disconnect, or you can unscrew it and just do it while it's out. I actually got it, my hands in there and disconnected it, but be careful, those, you know, how these types of push-pull clips can, you know, break on you. Once you do that, you're good to disconnect your original throttle pipe. So this is what you're going to be taking off. The original throttle pipe connects to the throttle body right here. Just undo that clamp. You don't have to worry about this one. This will already be off. And then this part connects to your intercooler piping. You're going to unclip the intercooler and the clamp. There's a Torx bit right here. I believe it was a T30 or a T27. It looks like there was another one right there, but I have no clue what it was because it was not on my car. But after you get those all unhooked, this will pop out. Just slide it down. Be very careful. You don't want to break your fan or any of the clips in there, so be real careful. After that, you're going to install your CTS pipe. Now, you saw the video on that, so I think I kind of covered that pretty well, you know, about cutting the coupler and all that stuff. But yeah, so you're going to get that assembled, and then you're going to put it back together, same way in reverse, but this time you're going to put the cap on it. I actually found that there was some being sold without this extra Y-arm. Kind of wish I got it, but whatever. I just wanted to get rid of the, you know, the non-airflow, whatever. It just has better airflow is what I'm trying to say. So after you get that done, then you move on to the rest of the noise pipe and delete kit. So you can see that's my new, I guess, plate or whatever that goes over there. That will replace the one you can see right over there. Not really going to get it. And behind it actually is where you will find this piece, this weird thing sitting. So all you really have to do is take out that old plastic plate right there. And you can see I didn't really have to do much. Actually, I did disconnect the spring clamp and pull this pipe off. But yeah, I guess it would give you access to these two bolts, which are both Torx bolts. I think they were T30s. And then after you remove that pipe and this weird canister, you can actually take out that bracket there, 10 millimeter bolts, put them back when you're done because they're holding in place pieces to your cabin air filter, intake, and also your ECU. After you do that, you just put the plate back in. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory. And then you're going to go and, you know, make sure everything's nice and cleaned up and all that stuff. And then you're going to go put your plastic trim or water plate back on, or splash shield, whatever they call it, back on. And when you put it back on, actually I'm happy I could show you this. You're going to want to start at one end again, and I actually kind of missed a little bit. And you see that, how it's raised up a little right in here? I use the back end of my my hammer and just push it down, you know, and that's all it took. I'll get that better later, but that's trying to show you. It's kind of hard doing it with one hand, but just to show you how it gets done. And watch out, you're right next to your windshield. Obviously, you do not want to put a serious crack going right up the side. I hope this was a little bit better, more informative. Oh, and what I was talking about in the other video about repositioning, I was talking about this ring clamp here. I had this part of the clamp on this side of the coupler. You know, so you want to make sure that, you know, I put it right in the middle of the Y, so that way it's not hitting the fan. Same with this, it's on the back side so it doesn't hit the fan. And if you do everything like that, you will have clearance and you won't have to worry about hitting the fan. And I'll just kind of give you a quick underneath view. So that's the intercooler, piping going from the intercooler up into the throttle body. There's the Torx bit that I was talking about taking off. And there you go. You can see the clearance that I have. It's very close. But like I said, it's fine. It's very sturdy. It's not going to move. It's not going to hit the fan. And, you know, once that's done, just put your plates back on, your windshield wipers, and you're good to go. I hope this was a little bit better of a video, more informative than my last one. Like I said, it was kind of hard to do while working. I'm kind of new at this, but I hope this helps. All right, guys. So that's the walkthrough of the installation of the CTS Turbo throttle pipe and noise pipe delete installation. Hope it was helpful. And that is what your engine is going to look like after. Besides, if you don't have all the same stuff with the red, but for the most part, you're just going to get rid of this big, ugly pipe that goes from here to there, and you're just going to see pretty motor. Beautiful, beautiful BPY FSI engine. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.